How do you start a food truck business and make $264,000 a year? Hi, my name's Nate Jones. I make videos on entrepreneurship, how to start businesses, and which businesses you should start and which ones you shouldn't. And today we're talking about a food truck. There is a massive opportunity for food trucks in our world because people are back in person. They're having festivals, they're having parties, people are back at work, employees are back at the office, and this thing called Food Truck Friday and the parking lot is back. Private events, big parties are back, and a lot of people, the best way to really cater sometimes is to just bring a big food truck around and pay the food truck or have people use the food truck to buy their own food at these festivals. So massive opportunity for you to make some good money. Okay, so I'm going to run this food truck business scenario, how to start it. It doesn't matter on the food you're cooking. You could do pizzas, Mexican, pasta. You could do bar type food, which is chicken wings, bar pizza, sandwiches, cheeseburgers, whatever it is, it follows this same model that I'm going to tell you here in a second. But before we get to how much money we could make, because we can make a lot of money in this business, we're going to talk about how much it costs to start and run this business. I was doing some research. I said, okay, what if we get a food trailer, a food truck? You know, what if you don't even get a trailer or truck at all? That's going to be the most cheapest option. But to really scale this business, you're going to need either a food trailer or a food truck. So let's get into this. A used food trailer, a nice one, is about, or one that you don't have to put a lot of work in, is about 25 grand. If you get a new one, it's going to be about 50 grand. It's very similar to a food truck. If you get an older food truck, they're going to be around 25, 30,000. If you get a new one, it could be 60, 70, 80, almost $100,000 to get a new one. So obviously we're not going to do that at the beginning because I think we should start out slow, get our processes down, and then we can go all in. Okay, so let's say we're going to buy a used food truck or trailer at $25,000, and then we're going to put $5,000 into it, marketing it and detailing it, getting it ready with our branding on it and everything for us to start distributing out in the community. So that's about $30,000 just on the food truck/trailer. Insurance is going to be about $500 a year, very inexpensive for insurance. I own an insurance agency. We insure multiple food truck businesses. They're all around $300 to $500 for the year for insurance, which is very inexpensive. Your food equipment, because it's going to be very rare that you buy a food truck or trailer that has your specific needs already built in. If you can, that's great. But we're going to probably spend about $5,000 getting our ovens in there, getting whatever it is in there, getting it ready. So that's another $5,000. A computer, a website, and our formation fees are going to be around $1,000. So all in, we're about $36,000, $500. Okay, $36,500. Now, a lot of people are going to say, hey, look, I don't have $36,000 laying around. Completely understand it. What if we get a loan on the food truck or the food trailer? So let's look at that. A loan on a $25,000 food truck and trailer with $5,000 down puts our monthly at $380 a month. So our total down payment, if we put a loan on the food truck and trailer, would be $11,500. Okay, so that's how much it costs. Either way, $11,500 or $36,500. Okay, whichever way you want to do it. Let's get into how much we can make. The most important thing and the reason that you clicked on this video is to see how much you can make in this business. So let's get into this. I'm using averages here. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible by the statistics that I found and people that I know that own this business. I actually have a family member who owns a food truck, so a lot of research went into this video. Average sale of a meal is $10. We're not going to talk about how much food costs, all this stuff. We're going to get into our average profit margin industry-wide. The average profit margin on food service on a food truck is going to be about 50%, okay? So that means we're going to make $5 profit per sale, okay? So this is the simplest way to really kind of project how much you can make in this business is, okay, we're making a profit of $5 a share. Or a sale, okay? So what are the events that we're going to do? Well, we're going to do lunch crowds. That means we're going to go set up somewhere where there's a lot of people working in an office scenario or situation, and they come out of their office and they forgot to bring lunch, or maybe they don't like the lunch they brought, so they go downstairs out of their office building and they go to a food truck. Okay, we're also going to do festivals. Festivals is going to be our biggest money because you have a lot of people coming in at one time, and you're going to feed a ton of people all at once. You're going to do potentially concerts, maybe local concerts, not big, massive concerts, but maybe 5 to 1,000 people, okay? So on an average lunch crowd, if we do this 3 days a week, we're probably going to see on average about 40 people, okay? So that's $150 a week, or 150 people a week that are going to buy from us, okay? And if the average sale is $10, that's $1,500 a week, which is $6,000 a month just off our lunch crowd, okay? Our profit for our lunch crowd, again, if we look at the 50 people, I'm sorry, I said 40 earlier, I meant to say 50. If we look at 50 people 3 days a week, it's 150 people times $5 profit, because we're making a 50% profit margin, $750 a week, which is $3,000 a month. So basically, whatever our gross revenue is, we're going to cut that in half, and that's going to be our profit moving forward, okay? Festivals, we're going to see on average, probably going to be more, some less, depending on the festival. So I used an average of about 400 sales, okay? We're going to see 400 people, and we're going to do one of those a week, okay? If we're in a very populous area, we could find one a week to go to and set up, and we're going to work through these festivals, see which ones are worth doing the first year. But let's just say on average, we're going to do one a week. And that's 400 people times $10 is $4,000 a week. That's $16,000 a month. We cut that in half. That's our profit, which is $8,000 a month off festivals and concerts. So that's where the money is, okay? So if we look at our gross revenue, that's $22,000 a month, which is $264,000 a year. Our profit, cut that in half, it's going to be $11,000 a month, $132,000 a year in profit, okay? So our profit minus our startup cost is that $132 minus the $36,500, which is $95,500. Okay, so we're making $95,000 profit. If we have an employee, a lot of times the lunch crowd, we're not going to need an employee at the beginning. I would suggest that you start it and you do the lunch crowd. If you're only seeing 40 people, you could probably withstand that within 2 to 3 hours, okay? So we're going to only use employees for the big events, which is probably going to be about $10,000 for the year, because we're paying $15 an hour, and the big events are about 8 hours, maybe 6-7 hours, so you're not going to need to pay somebody that much. So your profit after that's going to be $85,000. The nice thing about this business is that after year one, you've paid for your startup costs, so that profitability is going to go up to about $132 minus employee expense. Let's just say it's $15,000, so you're going to be about $116,000 a year in profit. So that's pretty good, right? Let's say you're working a job, the average salary in America is about $59,000 a year. So yeah, you could almost double your salary if you're around the average or under the average, and basically work less than 30 hours a week. I really like that business because I really value my time over my trading my time for money. So in this business, you can really fine tune it and make some serious cash. The nice thing is you don't have to deal with a ton of employees. You only need part-time employees for the big events. So a lot of these people may be looking for side work, just some side money to make for you or make with you. It's not their full-time gig, so you don't have to worry about turnover. You just have to find somebody who's willing to show up. I really like this business because it's super profitable. You can make a profit on your first event minus your startup costs, obviously, but that first event, you're making a profit. You got money coming in, very easy, very quick profit. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to think about how we can make this business work. I always say before I start every business, let's be the biggest critic. How would it not work? How would it just fall apart? Well, we need to think of the ways in which it can fail. We always need to tear down a business, bankrupt it before we start it, to make sure that we can create strategies around that to minimize those things happening. So for this business, I have 5 things that we should really pay attention to. Number 1, the sales, marketing, and networking of this business is huge, okay? Not getting food truck jobs does not allow you to make money. So we need to network with local festivals, local cities, local counties. They all have websites in which you can reach out to people and say, hey, I'm interested in being a food vendor at the local county festival, the fireworks show, the Halloween, Fall Fest, whatever it is. In your county, in your city, there's a website where they're going to post, hey, we're looking for food truck vendors for our upcoming city festival, right? And it's going to be a fee to get in, but usually you can cover that fee and make tons of money after you cover the fee. Once you're there, the most important thing that a lot of people don't understand is get to know other vendors, okay? A lot of these people are not going to look at you as competition, especially in people that are in different types of food from you. So being able to point onto them and say, hey, look, I'm looking to get into other events. Do you have any suggestions? Where are you at? Like, where do you go to a lot of events? I'm new. Like, I really want to grow my business. Like, be nice to them. Don't be like really probing, but create a relationship. Build rapport with these people so you can really lean on each other and say, hey, can you put my name in? And I've seen family members do so well in this business because they've networked with other people in the food truck industry / culture of it all. So they all know each other and they all refer each other. Hey, you should check out this event. We're killing it over here. You should check out this event. Networking with other vendors is going to be huge. Another thing you need to look out for is bad food, bad quality. You need to make sure your food's good. It's not as simple as buying a truck, getting everything set up, going to festivals. You got to make good product. That means you got to make sure that other people like your stuff. So really work at it before you started. I remember a family member that started this type of business. He would always have us try his different things that he made and say, hey, does this taste good? Is this, really assessing if he's really good at it, working at it. And if you have to, take some classes on it. I'm sure there's online courses that you could look at, even local culinary classes in which you could look up to. Okay. The third thing is we need to prepare for events. And what that means is we need to have enough food stored in our supply in order to sell that food, right? So what that means is, hey, if we show up and we're anticipating 400 people to come to our food truck, we better have 400 people's worth of food, okay? A lot of people, they underestimate how much time it takes to basically supply your food truck with enough material, enough food product to make sure that you're actually going to make money. Because if you're out of food and there's 3 hours left in the event, you're sitting there and you're not making money. So make sure that you have your food planned ahead and knowing what you need, okay? Another thing is showing up on time. A lot of these events, if you don't show up on time, you're not getting in because there's people walking around. They're not going to let you pull in last second. So making sure that you're planning ahead, you're a professional, show up on time. The fifth thing here, managing your money so you have enough to buy the next round of food, okay? So it's super important, right? You can't continue to make money unless you have food to sell. So don't go blow all your money from a festival. You need to put some back, reinvest in food so you can go make more money, right? Your profit margin's 50%. That means, hey, if we're making $22,000 a month, we need to be setting back 50% of that in a separate account that we're not going to touch. That's going to be the food account, so we can make sure that we have enough set aside so we can make money. The next thing, if you're interested in this business, you're looking at taking the next step, you need to do these things. You need to get an LLC, so reach out to a local attorney that's going to help you set up your company the correct way. You also need to buy insurance. Again, this is very inexpensive, but you need to have it just in case the unforeseen, unexpected happens, and you can protect yourself from those events, okay? And then you need to commit to starting. I always say in my channel, it's the most important decision I ever made was starting my own business. Being able to have the freedom to earn what I want, have the flexibility and freedom to be able to say when I want to take time off, when I want to go on vacation, and the ultimate creative control of being a business owner is huge. So commit today, and if you got value out of this video, hit like and subscribe.